What it do, world? It is your girl Majestic. I'm loving life and I'm living life to the fullest. I'm enjoying life. Life is amazing. Life is but a breeze. Life is enjoying. Life is rewarding. Life is abundant. Life is manifestation. Life is balance. Life is creativity. Life is joy. Life is happiness. Life is peace. Life is beautiful. I hopped on here today because I wanted to express and explain the divine feminine. Now, one thing that we have to understand about the divine feminine is that in today's time and in Babylon, the divine feminine is silenced. There is, I'm just going to cut to the chase and get to the point here. There is within the television um, subliminal messages that downplays the divine feminine. And so subconsciously, everybody kind of is annoyed and can't stand the divine feminine. They have taught us to, you know, degrade ourselves as women. They have taught us to hate ourselves. They have taught us to be the minority. They have taught us, all these things purposely to, excuse me, to downplay and to, weaken the divine feminine. I see it in television, I see it in the music, I see it everywhere how the divine feminine is, weakened and broken. Um, Me understanding this, not only do I see it in television, but I understand it in my own walk, personal walk every day. Um, One thing about the divine feminine is that honestly, men don't love her. Honestly, men, they have taught the men in America to deny the divine feminine, the divine one. They have taught the men in America to deny her. And, I don't mind. I work on my sexuality and my lust anyways. And so, the more I awaken, yeah, the more these men run from me. But at the same time, like, I don't mind it because I asked for it. I'm awakening. I'm growing in consciousness. And yeah, that may push away men, but it's pushing away the right men. But at the same time, I understand how, you know, at the same time, I understand how the genocide is working upon our people. I do understand that in the music with, let's say, um, I don't even listen to music. Um, it seems like when white bands or white people make music, it's all about, oh, Sarah, she's so beautiful. I love kissing her under the stars at night, and oh, she just takes my breath away. But then in the black music, it's you bitch, you trick, you hoe, suck my dick, you know. And so there is definitely a genocidal thing going on within the black community, how they are damaging the womb. This goes back to the reason they want to damage the womb is because the black womb is God. And so when they can damage and defeat and silence the black womb, then there is no more exposure to their lies. No one can expose their lies, especially when we can get all the black wombs to join forces with us and lie to themselves, lie to their families, then there will be nothing else that can expose it. But that's a lie because I'm here. Okay? I'm here. But as I'm here, I understand how, in this society, the goddess or the black divine womb is always silenced. I can be out and, hanging out with the girls. And I'm always like, I'm like one of the only conscious people in my, like, that I'm ever around for some reason. Like, it's really hard to find other conscious people. And so I can be in, it could be me and like five other girls. And, I feel like I'm sexy. I know I'm sexy. People know I'm sexy. But the thing is that these men will veer away from me just to be with the girls that are around me. And but it's really really weird what the divine feminine witnesses, because all these men want me, but they will it's really weird with the divine feminine witnesses, because it always comes to the light that these men, and this has happened I don't know how many times with my friends, where at the end of the night it will always come to the light that they just was trying to get to me, they were trying to get with me. And because they'll say something like, "What's your friend, what's she doing tonight, what's her number," and all that stuff, and then my friends will be like, "I thought you wanted me." But what they'll do in my face is a different story. They'll try to get to me emotionally by getting with my friend. And I'm not third dimension, so I'm not in my flesh anymore. So I can peep what you're doing, but I don't, it doesn't get to me. And then, within doing that, within not allowing it to get to me, it always makes them finally expose themselves and show, like, because they just get to that point where there's exposure. Like, because I know how to, most women, there's certain ways that the divine feminine carries herself. Because although I can see it, because I'm in Babylon, I lived Babylon, and so I understand Babylon. But that's my lower self, But these men will, because I don't do what they think my third dimensional self would do, because that's a way that they reel women in, is like, make her jealous and do all this stuff. When I don't feed into my lower self, then it exposes them. And then they have no choice but to bring forth and say, I like her actually. Because then I know how to, I'm a witch. I'm a god. So it's like I know how to make you expose yourself. I'm going to make you expose yourself, because you're trying to keep up with the illusion, and I'm too strong for the illusion. And so that's a scenario. And then just being, me personally being black, being, having dreads, walking out into public. And I'm always, confronted, and people just are icky. They're nasty. They're nasty. But at the same time, they're always like ready to challenge me or talk down to me. And it is only because of my character. It is only because of my energy, my aura, that this happens. They are threatened by me because I am a divine feminine. Excuse me. They're highly threatened because I am a divine feminine. And so, it doesn't matter what I could be doing. It doesn't matter what I could be doing or saying. Just the way I talk, the way I walk, the way I, that could threaten them into the point. Especially there's people who have authority over me, like say a Walmart teller or bank teller, or, people that are in these roles playing, who could utilize their position. Like the other day, this lady would not swipe, she wouldn't swipe my card. She wouldn't take off the money that was on my card. And it's like she had this smirk on her face. It was just like I was talking to a demon, literally. And then, like, she was just like, "I don't know if this is your money on the card," and just I felt like I was talking to a demon. And she had this smirk on her face. She was just like, "I'm not gonna do it though." It's like she was trying to provoke me and get me angry. And so I just said, okay. I smiled too, and I was just like, okay, no. It's fine. Because the God self has to come through, instead of me being like, "What you mean you ain't gonna do that? What you mean you ain't gonna do that?" And so there's this God self that comes through you, and because you can oversee, and that's what they are so afraid of, is the God self that we are. That is exactly what America is so afraid of, is the God self. And so no wonder, and a lot of people think that America's really, a lot of people think that, America's really trying to get the black man down and all this good stuff, which is true. But the way to get him down is to get the woman down first. And so their real target is the black woman. That is their real target. That is their real threat because they know how much power the black woman has, especially over her men and the nation, the whole nation. And even me saying this can piss off people because of the genocide they have done to you. Made you believe that a womb was not the head. She wasn't in charge when God gave her the ability to bring forth life. It's something miraculous that she is. And, even people, they're so brainwashed, they'll believe that it is the black man that, that the white man is really out to get, and that doesn't matter. But I found in my walk that it is truly the black woman that the white man is very harshly insecure and threatened by. Even today, I could be talking and they can sick their wives on me. I've been in so many situations, you guys have no idea, because of my energy, because of the way I carry myself. I'm no normal systemic womb, okay? And so this is why I make this page, so I can help you to understand that the more you step out of being the systemic womb is the more we threaten them, yes, but the more we threaten them, the more we are showing our power. Okay? And then I feel like, whatever happens after that is God is in control of that. But as far as I love it when they see God through me. I love it because they're so salty. They're so salty. And if we can get more people to, show God, because God, like I said, God exposes the lies. God exposes the illusions. God exposes the mental illnesses. And so we can get more black wombs to transcend God, then we can say we're fighting Babylon. Then we can say these things. But if you are on Babylon's side, and this was why it was, so it's a joke to them, because they got you to join their side. They got you to join forces against yourself. So a lot of people can't even be the God self or speak righteousness because of their beliefs and what they already have lodged into their beliefs. And so, first of all, it's about coming from the beliefs that they have instilled within us, as far as, self-hate, self-destruction, being less than, silencing ourselves. I've lost a lot of people because I decided to stop silencing myself. I'm a loner right now. I'm a loner right now because all the things God asked me to do made me be a loner right now. It made me be a loner right now because I chose to follow God. And when I say God, I'm talking about Allah, creator, source, not the word God. I say that because it's just like, it's easier to say, you get what I'm saying. But I don't worship God. That's external. That's a part of the religion. And but anyways, and so yeah, it's just important to understand. It's just important to understand that the divine feminine, it is a black womb, and it's a black womb that is great. It is a black womb that is wonderful. It is a black womb that is intelligent. It is a black womb that is a creator, a creator. And this is what they are so afraid of. And one thing I do notice in my walk, and because I have, that's what I was saying, I have broken away from a lot of people, a lot of different people, family, everything, because I stopped following the programmings, and I start listening to God. I start listening to God. And even in situations where, because I meditate, the more I can also see conversing and how people can try to silence you through their conversements. They're being influenced by demons, of course. And so that's why the Bible says we fight not flesh, but um, we fight principalities in higher places because you once you awaken, you stop seeing their flesh, and you start seeing how they're being influenced by demons, by dark entities, and even their intellect. You have to be careful even with their intellect. Their intellect will veer and guide you into saying stuff, or having conversements that didn't need to happen, unless these conversements were meant to destroy you. This is why we're in Babylon. It's the Babel, because a lot of the Babel is just meant to destroy you, self-destroy. And so when people are, in those modes where they're allowing the demons to transcend their intellect, then, me as a God self, I'm like on top of it. And I see it and I don't entertain it like I may used to. Like I wouldn't see it. And so I just would be talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it just happened so fast. And I noticed even how men in the intellect, they like to, downplay the woman. They like to just try to make her feel like she's not that special. When I could be, I have friends that come over sometimes, and I go and jump in the car, and we talk, we smoke, we hang out and stuff, and that's as far as they're going. Cause like I said, I'm working on my lust, so I'm like holding myself back from a lot of stuff, and so. Anyways, I hop in the car, and I'm like, I'm conversing, I'm talking, me, confident, happy, joyous. I'm like, yo, what's up, and how you been today, and blah blah blah. And you can tell in their intellect, it's like they're jealous. First of all, they're jealous, maybe because they're not as happy. I don't know, because a woman has a lot of fruit in her. She has a lot of fruit, and so. You know, I'm just naturally that way. And so I can tell at times where it can destroy the man. It's like the man gets mad. And I can tell how he tries to provoke stuff to the point where I would lose that energy. I would lose. And it doesn't matter. He could be talking about, um, you know, they'll bring up stuff that happened 10 years ago all of a sudden, or not 10 years ago, but the last time you may have saw them. They'll bring up stuff that that may have been sour for you. And so then the moment you getting back in that mind frame of what they're bringing up, then you lose that. There are just countless ways that they try to make you lose that fruit, that power, that strength that you have. There are just countless ways. And I've even been with men, and it's scary. It's scary because you have to be careful of, even as you gain consciousness and as you gain vibration, you really have to be careful out in these streets. Because, and this was a man I knew for a long time, and I just awakened and I start gaining my vibration, and I guess we weren't a match, but this guy could have killed me that night. Like, he literally was trying to get under my skin so bad that he created this story where I was almost, left out on the highway one night because I wouldn't let him get under my skin. I was smiling anyways. I was laughing anyways. I was the higher self, so I could see how he was trying to provoke me, but I still wasn't letting him provoke me. I was just like, he's pushing me. I'm like, that's funny. But, and I never let him get under my skin. And the more I was high vibration, the more he kept trying to pull me down. And so then I would have to find ways to build myself back up. And I kept doing that. And finally he created some kind of story, because I said to turn right. I said that we were going somewhere and I knew the way, and I said turn right, but he kept straight. So we missed the exit. And so I felt like, I kind of felt like just being with demons, that's all it was, just being around a demon. But because I shouldn't have to feel like nothing, I shouldn't have to. But I felt like, he heard me tell him to turn. I said it loud and clear. I felt like he just kept going on purpose. And so then he had a reason to get mad. Because he was like, you didn't say turn. You didn't say turn. What do you mean you said turn? You didn't say turn. And I'm like, yo, I just said turn. I said turn really loud. I said right here at this exit before but I said that. I said right here at this exit. And I pointed and everything. And we were like this close. He heard everything I said before that. And I even pointed. And I was like, this exit. And it was like he purposely kept straight because he was ready to get some kind of rise out of me. We were already running late. It's like he just wanted this rise out of me. He wanted me to fall lower than him, basically. And so then he still did not get the rise out of me that he wanted. I just kept saying, I know I told you to turn. I know I told you to turn. And then he got so mad, he stopped the car in the middle of the highway and was like, if he said something like, I can't even remember. I'm sorry for even bringing this low third dimensional stuff up. But he was just like, you didn't tell me to turn. You can get out of my car. Things just led to him telling me to get out the car. And it was just like, all because I had this high vibration. And not only that man, but there are other men who are robots and who behave the same way. Very similar. I'm a beautiful woman, and so I experience men. Not saying that I'm slutty. I'm my higher self at all times. And there are ways, ladies, and I'm going to have to make a video on this too. There are ways that we can, experience men without pulling our drawers down. Or, there's ways that we can experience men without having to be lustful for them or around them. Lust pisses me off. I'm on the video. Go. Lust really pisses me off. Honestly, the more I'm my God self, the more lust I see in you, it's a wrap. The more, all that stuff pisses me off. And I'm going to make a video on, protecting yourself from lust and understanding lust, first of all. But, all these things, lust, greed, all these things block us from being our higher self. And so it's important to release these things so that we can be our higher self. And there are men who even get mad because I'm not lustful. And so it forces them to respect me. And then they're mad at me. They're mad at me because they have to respect me now. They're mad. And it's just, and I'm glad God is keeping me away right now from these men in Babylon. God's preserving me. There's a new earth on the rise. And so God's preserving me and whatnot, and I already know. And, but if I were to date any of these men out here right now, if I were to date any of these men, it would be hell on earth in this house. I already know. Even the things I see on Facebook and the women that are talking about their relationships and things like that, I am so glad I don't have to deal with that. I am so happy I don't have to deal with that. And that is what God is doing, is preserving me. I don't deserve that. I know what I deserve. And so anyways, I'm just saying we have to be careful and we have to understand what it's like being the divine feminine. A lot of people choose not to be the divine feminine because they're afraid of being the divine feminine. They know that they will lose people. They know that they will lose friends. Everybody will think they're crazy. This is what I'm going through. I think the divine feminine gets to a point where she has to make a choice. Is she crazy? Or is the world just saying she's crazy? Is she crazy? It's like the divine feminine have to get to that point. Like, is she really loco? Is she nuts? Or is the world just saying that? And she's truly, walking in her purpose. because they will look at you like you are crazy. They will look at you like you are nuts because you stand up for yourself, because you speak up when they're telling you to sit down and shut up. When they're, like I said, in the conversements, in the intellect, when they're telling you to be quiet, when they're telling you to silence, lower your vibration. When they're telling you that, and they see that it doesn't work on me, then they get scared. They get scared. Not that I get louder. I just keep talking. I speak my truth. And then men, sometimes they do. They're obviously like trying to shut me up by talking louder and things like that. And I let them talk, but then I jump right back in there. Like, you're not going to silence me. God is my ruler. Source, I follow my higher self. That's my ruler. That's my creator. That's my God. You are not my God. Man is not my God. And they think that man, they subconsciously feel that man is a woman's God. A woman should look up to man. When all that shit's ass backwards. And then, like I said, they get mad at me, and then they feel like, she's nuts. She's crazy. And I don't have to do nothing crazy. I can just be, this matrix, this Babylon has a matrix simulation where the moment you step outside of the matrix, then they're afraid of you, and they think that you're crazy. And you don't even have to be yelling like Cardi B. You don't have to be cussing nobody out. They don't think that's crazy. But when a person is calm and, I'm still, I'm talking. Yes, I'm talking. When a man is trying to overpower the conversation and he sees that it didn't work and that I'm my higher self, so now I'm exposing you while we're at it. And when he sees all that, it's like they get scared, they run, they name you, you are a witch. You are a witch, and that's how it all began. But it's sad, but I'm here to tell the divine feminine that it is okay and there's nothing wrong with you. I'm here to tell you that it is okay, and then keep going, keep pushing yourself, keep being who you are. God is not going to let us down. Source, creator, the universe, the higher self, the higher self is not going to let you down. This is, God created this place. And so this place will work for you when you are working for you. But the more you work against yourself, the more this place works against you. And so the more you will end up having diabetes. People wonder why they have diabetes, cancers, because they have neglected certain aspects of them their entire life. These aspects are dying to, just like I said, instead of holding in, silencing yourself because the man is asking you to, you know what that does? You're holding it in and it want to come out. So you're holding it in. It's not going to do nothing but create dis-ease for you. Dis-ease. And so all that energy that you wanted to let out, that good energy, that flamboyant, that confident, that, all that happy, higher vibrational energy that you are wanting to release, now you have to hold it in. That's not good. Like, it happens so fast. Like, men can do it so fast. Men can do it so fast. Like, you can just be like, just happy. Your energy's full of, you can just walk up to them and just be feeling good, and they'll just automatically bring up something horrible or just start playing victim roles. I've seen it all. I've seen it all just because I'm in my higher vibration, in my higher self. And so, but I noticed how before I was in my higher self, how these things could easily make me flow with it. and I can go with it. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm telling him sorry. I don't know why. I was just happy 20 seconds ago. And now all of a sudden, I'm telling him sorry. Now all of a sudden, I'm fixing myself. I'm fixing myself back up. Now all of a sudden, this is what men do. This is what they're programmed to do to the divine feminine to keep her down. But he doesn't understand as he keep her down, he's keeping himself down. He doesn't understand that he's keeping down his abundance because it is her with all the abundance. She is very fruitful. This is in your Bibles. This is everywhere. Ancient Proverbs everywhere. The woman, it has the abundance. And when you shut her down, you shut down your very own abundance. And so I can remember there were times where, instead of him embracing my confidence and my happiness, my purity, my higher vibration, my higher self, instead of him embracing it, because guess what? Had he embraced it, oh, you smell very good, or you look very good, or laughed at what I was saying, or something like that. Sometimes it's like they won't even laugh. They act like, it's not that funny. Or, even if they had done that, guess, like, it's like you're building. And you're just getting happier and happier and happier. I'm raising your vibration too. And so, who knows, by the end of the day, we could have had an amazing, extraordinary, just wonderful day. But now you have decided to lower me. Now because that's why the Bible says when you destroy the woman, you also destroy yourself. When she destroys the house, she destroys you. And it said something like when you destroy the woman, you destroy your home and you destroy everything. Because instead of me, instead of the fact that I'm going lower and now you're going lower, now we're mad at each other, now we're cussing each other out, now we're arguing, now our vibration is all going lower. So instead of all of our vibrations to go lower, because you decided, and that's what, it's not even his responsibility, ladies. That's what I'm trying to say. It's our responsibility to catch it when he's trying to take us lower, because he's programmed to do that. So it's our responsibility to catch it. And I've noticed whenever I catch it, I pull back up my vibration, and I also pull up his. I've noticed, because it starts to expose them when you catch it like that. It exposes them, it exposes them that they're the ones with the bad day, because men are quick to shove off they're quick to reflect their energy on you. They're very quick with that. Gotta be careful of that too. I think I'm gonna make a whole other video about this. They're very quick to hold all this demonic energy in, and then come shove it off on you, and then be like, you're the one with the energy.